Lagos now I own you. A beautiful city, I must conquer. Lagos now we city, the heaven of investment. Blue lines have done there from Okoko Michael to Marina. Everywhere you enter, Lagos too sweet. We got good road, we got structure. Better healthcare, tourist attractions. Better food, setting locations. Security,
Today, renewable energy is not just a catchword. It's a crucial resource for contemporary cities. And Lagos State is not just keeping pace, it is setting the tone. Good evening and welcome to State on Focus. I am Ogunleye. From passing its own electricity law to rolling out an integrated energy policy, Lagos is boldly redefining how power is generated and accessed, expanding off-grid solutions and inviting private investment to meet rising demand. But that's not all. The state is also tapping into its often overlooked mineral resources, creating new opportunities for economic growth and industrial development. Tonight, we explore how Lagos is building an energy future that is smart, sustainable, and inclusive. And guiding us through this conversation is the Honorable Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Mr. Abiodun Ogunleye. You are welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much. Such a great honor to be with you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So where should I start from than the vision of Lagos State regarding sustainable energy? What is the vision of Lagos State regarding this, sir?
The vision of Lagos, of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is simply to ensure that every Lagosian have the energy they need per time for their business, for their social requirements, and to make the city the most livable globally.
There was an energy law that has just been passed by the President Administration of Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. Okay, have you been implementing this, and what is the process like?
The first stage
Okay, sir.
was for us to say what are the issues that are wrong.
Okay.
What do we need to take care of? So after all those studies, we developed the policy. We have a couple of policies before, but we put everything together into one policy for the electricity sector. Now, from that, working with the House of Assembly,
Okay.
we were able to come up with the electricity law. And in December 3rd, 2024,
Okay, sir.
the governor of Lagos signed off on that law. And we have been able to obtain from the National Electricity Regulatory Commission
Okay.
the requisite authority for us to be able to be in charge of regulating electricity within Lagos State. So the next thing that you expect to see is a couple of things that we need to do between now and June 6th of this year, so that we will now have full authority over what happens to electricity in Lagos. One of that is to make sure that we have regulatory institution in place. We have to make sure that we have a view of what a tariff order will be. We have to make sure that we have the regulatory agenda, and then the law also requires that we need to make sure that both the strategic implementation plan and the resource plan are presented to Mr. Governor for his approval.
Yeah, I must say well done, sir. Before I move further, I think on recent there was an energy summit. Can you take us through this and why this yearly energy summit? What are the takes, or what will be the takes from this season?
Okay, this year's energy summit is the first one in the series, and it's simply focused on our vision mission statement of energy for all, and what participants are beyond networking, beyond the quality of the event. We were able to address issues that surrounds how come we have this blackout culture and what we can do as a people to eliminate this blackout culture, not only in Lagos, but pan-Nigeria. Issues around maintenance culture, issues around funding, issues around why do we have challenges with logistics when it comes to moving petroleum products, issues around making renewable, sustainable, applicable to various needs. In the course of this event, we also sign off 2 critical agreements with the Rural Electrification Agency. It was an event that sort of opened up the space, allow sector participants to network with each other and to see the prospects that Lagos offers and the opportunity for them to partake and ensure that we move the state forward.
Okay, so I think one of the goals you mentioned is to ensure that equitable and reliable electricity access to everybody. So I think there's a sensitive set of people, maybe is it undeserved community? I don't know what to call them. People that don't really get this light of energy supply. What are you doing to help these people?
Okay, so there are people that are living on the peri-urban areas. There are people that are living in settlements that are not organized and are not properly connected. There are people that are living in places that it is not economically viable for the distribution companies to take their supply to them. There are also people that are beyond the temporary settlement. There are people that, for one reason or the other, they have farm settlements, they have enterprises that are not on the line of the grid. There is a need for these people to also be serviced from by one method or the other. So the state government has placed a lot of emphasis on working not only with the Rural Education Agency of the Federal Republic, but on our own. We have even introduced schemes that will ensure that market women do not have products that are lost in the night, simply by putting in place the cooling system for them, ensuring that wherever the Yaloja is able to come and assess that opportunity, she will not only get charging units, cooling system and all that, and it will belong to them. They're able to work on it and pay back at their own pace. So we have that as a scheme that is running. We also have the window of ensuring that whatever we do right in those communities, they are able to get one type of government support or the other to make their livelihood, to make their experience of living in this city a most rewarding one.
Honorable Commissioner, I must actually commend you. You are really doing a whole lot of things here. So where we'll be going next is what are the main elements of Lagos State Energy Master Plan?
The main elements of the Lagos State Energy Master Plan, first and foremost, is energy for all. What do we do to ensure that everyone that is a Lagosian have the energy they need per time based on their ability to pay for it? Now, to ensure that we reach more people, we will always use the least cost approach. We are also ensuring that energy supply in Lagos is secured. So within Lagos, we're encouraging more capacities to come on board. We're going to be encouraging more of the distribution companies to have more capital to come into the distribution sector. So when new capital comes in, you will not be hearing let neighbors contribute to be able to buy transformer and all that. The House of Assembly has insisted emphatically, and it's black and white in our law, by the time we move to commencement dates, unfortunately for all of us, meters have to be free in Lagos. And all market participants must take that law as serious as it can be, because failure will mean penalties on the regulatory bodies.
Okay.
So the regulatory bodies will come up with what framework or time frame they will give participants to resolve the metering challenges we have. But it is obvious that working with the national authorities, we will be able to resolve the metering challenges we have in Lagos, hopefully within the next 1 year.
Okay, can you discuss some of the regulatory bodies? Do you have regulatory bodies already?
They have various policy that they are working on.
Okay.
I can let you know that there's a regulatory agenda that ensures that all the expectations of the law are met. The law says you must the discourse must unbundle. The law says we must have 100% metering. The law says we must ensure that we work in a certain way in the sector. The law also recognizes that we need to take care of those who cannot afford electricity, and then the law also has some specific restriction on what the tariff planning can look like. And lastly, the law encourages renewables and has mechanism for feeding tariffs and opportunities for market participants to look for cheaper resources that they can bring on the grid.
Okay, before we go on a break now, I want to know that I want to assume, let me assume, you're not doing this alone. You must have partners. I want you to discuss how you create partners and what kind of roles does your partners play, private or government partners.
Okay, so the ministry is largely a service ministry.
Okay.
So because we are a service ministry, we are supporting transport, we are supporting housing, we are supporting virtually every other ministry, even the youth and sports, all their stadiums and all that. We have to ensure that they are littered and their lighting is sustainable.
Wow.
We are providing, even the TV station, LTV, we are providing support for them. That is the way the ministry is structured in Lagos. Our responsibility is to make sure that all government facilities have the right whatever they need per time. And then the best thing we have done, one of the things we have done, not the best, or the things we have done, or the law provided for, was for us to have the Lagos State Electrification Agency. And that agency ensures that all government assets are properly powered and sustainably.
You are still watching State on Focus. We have been speaking with the Honorable Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Mr. Abiodun Ogunleye, about how Lagos is building a smarter energy future and tapping into its mineral potential. There's still more to uncover. Let's continue. You're welcome back to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let us go into the challenges you face in the energy reforms or carrying out your duties.
Wow. You see, the first thing you have to understand is that we need to shift a lot of paradigms.
Okay, sir.
Will you believe that some people don't want prepaid meters? Lots of people don't want prepaid meters. And the only way forward is for all of us to be disciplined about how we use electricity. So you need to ensure that you pay for only what you use, and you can control what you use. So the best way out of accumulated bills out of looking for how to abandon a bill, moving to another account, merging accounts, demerging accounts, and all the fraud that both the discos and ourselves as citizens that we perpetrate on the system. We need to eliminate all this. That is an example of some of the challenges that we have. Then you also have landlords who have been using electricity to defraud their tenants, their neighbors, and their family, who collect money and not remit it, allow the thing to accumulate, and then there will be problems. Then you also have those who always claim they will tax the people in the name of is the disco. They just want to come and bring this money or that money. So there's a need to just shift all these paradigms, and people should just know that electricity is a necessity that all of us must find a way to make work and pay for the little we're able to do, to consume. So that is on the side of that. Then there is the side of those who are benefiting from the rot, from the challenges that we have, from the punishment citizens are going through. So, hey, how do we ensure that, yes, you were once able to collect money on meter and still make provision for meter in the tariff structure, and still yet you are saying what? So we need to make sure that we address those type of issues. And then the last one has to do with being able to outsmart, because we too need to be smart. Outsmart those who have decided to outsmart the system. I'm saying some people are just perpetually good at ensuring that they don't connect directly. Half of the load of their house is behind one fridge, inside one roof, all manner of pranks. We should just live within the reality that, hey, this house, we can't genuinely maintain 3 freezers. We can only maintain or work with one and stay with it. So then there is those who believe, why must you change? We don't want too much electricity. No need to change it. Just leave it the way it is. What is 24/7? By the grace of God, the banding will disappear. Because it is our vision, mission to ensure that across our city there is adequate supply for everybody at every point in time.
Okay, so I want you to compare Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. I want you to use international standard. Like, do you think what you are doing or what you're able to achieve, do you think you can compare it with the global sustainability happenings in the world?
Okay, so how I want you to look at it is this. Look at it from the point of view of what's the vision of my governor. Okay. Now, he made his 2030 promise. And that relates to making Lagos a 24-hour city, making Lagos a 21st century city, making Lagos more livable than any other place you can imagine. If you see what we are doing with respect to turning around our nightlife by way of ensuring our street lights are more sustainable, you will give us a mark. You give us a good mark. If you also see what we are doing with respect to ensuring that the city has nothing less than 6,000 megawatts of fresh generation within the city walls, you also respect what it is that we are doing. If you also check it against the fact that grid generation and generated and distributed electricity is a lot cheaper than the I better pass my neighbor self-generation that all of us have been backing over the years. You see that we are making life more comfortable, we're empowering our people, we're making our people richer. Because a lot of the wastage that we have, a lot of the money we are wasting on oil all they are better past my neighbor that are even a danger to our health. You know, all the carbon monoxide they put in the air. So the ministry, I believe strongly, we are fulfilling vision. We are matching us to our employers' expectation, and we hope to do more. You know, we hope to do more, but cumulatively, we have seen an acceleration in our capacity and ability, and the vision is clear. But I must emphasize the fact that a lot of great men had done a lot of work before my team's arrival, and we must give it to them. We must give it to them. They've done a lot of work, and the ministry it can only get better. And we hope to, when you look at us in future, when we're having this conversation, 1-2 years down the line, we will be able to say, oh, you have even done far more than we expected that will have come out of here.
It can only get better indeed. I must say that I have learned a lot from our discussion, and I know that viewers at home too would have picked a lot of things. But sir, without coming here and listening to you, there are things that I may not even know that the ministry is doing. So also viewers at home, what are you doing about education and educating them, awareness programs? How are you bringing these things to people? Are you educating the people, the residents of Lagos, about all these things?
Okay, we will not, you know, when it comes to engagement with our audience, we are not going to say we have done enough. But let me assure you that we are not going to cease from holding our stakeholder engagement sessions.
Okay.
We hold sessions for virtually all the topics, virtually all the policy areas, virtually every other week we're engaging one type of audience or the other on various issues. Because it's specialized nature, we may not be as widespread as a lot of other ministries, but we are engaging, we are ensuring that people that needs to know are getting to know whatever it is that we're up to. A lot of our agencies are also going to come on board. The regulatory agency, the electrification agency, as they come on board and their activities are now in focus, we'll talk about them. We'll let people know that this is direction, and these are, as they open new offices and open new opportunities for the city, there are things that we'll look at, and we'll let the city know. And I must also assure the city that in each of our 5 Ibile divisions, there will be representation properly. So you don't need to come all the way to Alausa to come and make complaint about any issue when it comes to your energy needs. And we promise to cover the full spectrum of energy resources in the meantime.
Okay, sir, before we go, I wanted to tell Lagosians, what is the prospect of Ministry of Energy? What is the prospect of energy in Lagos State in the next 10, 20 years? What should they expect?
I believe we will be bequeathing to our children, to the younger ones, to the tomorrow that we are working hard to ensure it comes in a grand way, a city that will have electricity supply 24/7, a cleaner and more livable city, a city with a very good air quality. And I also believe that we will leave citizens of the state with an economic profile that will add to their wealth, and they will always remember that one of the best things that have happened to them is living in Lagos.
On a sad note, sir, I must say that this I have to call it a day. And but before I go, I must say that this discussion has been enlightening, precise, and educative. I really appreciate your coming to our program. Thank you so much for having us, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. From pushing boundaries in renewable energy to unlocking the value of its mineral resources, Lagos State is clearly charting a new course. One where power is not just about electricity, but about empowerment, innovation, and inclusion. A big thank you to the Honorable Commissioner for shedding light on this important journey. That's all on State on Focus for today. I'm Jamel Abdullahi. Until next time, keep engaging and keep believing in the Lagos dream.
Lagos now I own you.